Right, have you ever woken up after 8 hours of sleep? That's a lot, but you still feel like you're exhausted, like you barely slept. This is called junk sleep. It's a new term experts say it's sleep that is just not high quality enough to nourish your brain and your body.
So how do you know if what you're getting is junk sleep? How can you beat it? Joining us this morning, Dr. Shelby Harris. She's a psychologist. She's the author of The Woman's Guide to Overcoming Insomnia. She's the person we need to talk to. Hi, Dr. Shelby. Nice to have you on today.
Thank you for having me.
So I never heard of junk sleep before, but we certainly are guilty of having a lot of nights that we just don't feel rested.
Yeah, junk sleep is a funny term. It's kind of a newer term that I think has come into our just being in general. And it really, in sleep medicine, all we've called it sleep quality. Is your quality sleep that you're having every single night. So if you wake up and you're feeling tired, like give yourself a half hour to wake up. But after then, if you're feeling like your sleep is non-restorative, you're dragging, you can't get through the day without multiple naps, that's when you want to start thinking that there might be something going wrong with your sleep quality.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what is that fine line that you probably need to either go see a doctor or take some other kind of drastic steps?
So the first thing, we have all the basic sleep hygiene stuff that we'll talk about, but the first thing I always say is if you feel like you're snoring at night, if you're moving a lot at night, you're making ample time for sleep and you just can't get enough sleep, that's when you want to see a doctor, because there could be things like sleep apnea, which is super common nowadays. Insomnia is very common. Those are all things that just basic sleep hygiene is not necessarily going to fix. But for people who just don't feel like it's the best quality, we always try to start with sleep hygiene, but then go to a doctor if nothing's working.
Okay, talk to us about sleep hygiene, because these are just things that we can fix on our own to give us a better night's sleep, right?
Exactly. So the first thing I always stress to people is when we're talking about like poor quality sleep is to just make sure you're getting enough of it and on a consistent basis with the timing of it, which is really hard. I'm not perfect with it myself, but if you can try to go to bed around the same time and wake up at the same time, your body's going to start to make sure it gets the sleep cycles that it needs, the different types of sleep, deep sleep, REM, all that, on a routine basis. So that's the first thing that I always recommend is consistency. Then it's thinking about things that actually influence the quality of the sleep that you have. So like alcohol.
Phones?
What was that?
Phones?
Phones
like
are one thing.
You missed the first thing, alcohol.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm starting to be a sommelier. I got to drink. Like, what do you want me to do?
Especially wine.
Alcohol within 3 hours of bed can definitely mess with the quality of the sleep. People find that they fall asleep okay, but the quality is not good. Phones are another thing, so people will get distracted, their brain will get busier with it. Then there's also things like medications that people take. Some medications actually worsen the quality of your sleep. So you want to talk with your doctor about that if you're noticing you're having nightmares, if your sleep is not restful. Other things like caffeine, exercise too close to bed. You want to make sure that that stuff is really good. And then I also tell people to make sure that their environment is really good overall as well. You want it cool, dark, cold. You want it really like in the 60s temperature-wise. I know.
You want to freeze me
Cool.
to death?
Upper 60s, 72 is kind of the max, but that's pushing it.
I got mine at 77.
What?
Cold.
She's a Miami
Fascinating.
girl.
Yeah, that's all. And it also depends on what you're used to, but cooler is better for most people. Dark, like I said, light blocking shades, quiet. So you might not know, but there might be little noises, things like that, that can influence the quality of your sleep.
In New York.
Yeah, exactly. The garbage trucks and everything
are huge.
Can I ask you about something? Because my boss does something called mouth taping. Now, I don't know whether he wanted us to tape our mouth. I'm trying. Although there have been times other people have wanted us to tape our mouth too. Anyway, have you heard about this mouth taping before you go to sleep? Is it good?
Mouth taping is one of those things that's become so popular. Everyone's talking about it on Instagram, TikTok, you hear it all over the place. The reality is that in sleep medicine, there's not that many studies about it, so we don't have any guidelines. So people who do it and swear by it say it deepens their sleep, it can help with dental hygiene, dental health overall, they might snore a lot less. That's fine, but what I always caution people to do first is if you're thinking about mouth taping, first talk to your doctor to make sure there's no sleep apnea or anything else with breathing issues that could be going on at night. And if you get the clear and you want to try it at home, go ahead.
Yeah, because sometimes, even if you're saying it's a placebo, it could potentially help you get deeper sleep as well, too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. But some people do swear by it, and we just don't have enough research on it to say, yes, do it for this population, don't do it, and go from there.
I'd like to submit myself for the study.
Yeah.
Anyway, how can people find you?
They can find me if you go on Instagram. I'm at sleep.shelby. I also have a practice in Westchester, so drshelbyharris.com. You can go there. I'm pretty easy to reach.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful advice. And you also have a book out, The Woman's Guide to Overcoming Insomnia. The thing about us with the consistency, that's
I'm never gonna
difficult
get
for us.
that.
Because we don't want to go to sleep at like 8 o'clock on the weekend.
You gotta
and get
live
up
a little.
at 4:30.
I know. I say do what you can.
Okay.
You know, not everything's going to be perfect.
Right.
That's true. All right. The phones, the wine, I can't
Yes.
cut that out.
Well, Mike, did you learn anything from that?
I did. I learned that we got a problem because our schedules themselves, we can't get to the bed at the same time and get up at the same time on the weekend. That's what I need to know.
Wait, hold on. Are
So
the
I'm
blue
holding her
light,
after
the blue
school.
light glasses, do you use those if they look at your phone?
The blue block?
Yeah, yeah.
I do have them. I bought them.
I
and,
heard that doesn't work.
and it doesn't really do anything for
You have
me.
a doctor right here.
There's
Does it work?
kind of mixed research on it, honestly.
Yeah.
Some people love it. I'd say, you know what? It's all about mitigating whatever you can. So if you want to wear them and you like it, go ahead.
There you go. Mike, you heard
There
it
you go.
first here.
And I think a lot of it is in your mind. If your mind says you're going to sleep, it might work. If not, no way.